Before the video starts, I just want to say, none of the crashes that you will see in this video are fatal.
Once again, just on the inside of Brandon.
Oh, look out! Trouble. Oh, and upside down is Earnhardt. This is going to be a mess.
Spin behind us, wave him.
The 33 of Harvick. Joey Logano involved. More cars still spinning in this multiple car crash.
Oh, there's contact behind him between Carl Edwards. And Carl Edwards got up into Keselowski.
And boy, it just flipped Dale over. And then there's nowhere for these guys to go. That's Kyle Busch. That's the damage he sustained. There's Brendan gone.
You got to wonder why Carl Edwards would make a move like that on the straightaway. He kind of made an abrupt move up to the outside lane there. I don't know if he thought he was clear. Yeah, sometimes you're moving over just
involved. Let's go on board. This is the view from Junior.
That's where he just got turned. When you get hit in the right rear, there's nothing you
try
can
to block. The 21 tries to go by the 9. They make contact. The 9 into the wall. The 9 slides the 21 into the wall. He collects them in a big crash happening.
So much blocking, so much shoving. It just can't last but so long. Here we go. Lots of blocking. Just Chase Elliott moved up in front, and it just the wreck continues. And then now all these guys behind, just nowhere to go.
We're 108 at the line here.
Oh, we got a crash!
48 goes around. The big one happening. The one's upside down.
Slow, big wreck behind you.
Kurt Busch climbed all over the top of the 41 of Custer. The 2 is around. Playoff contenders involved.
Through the tribal and gets into the left rear quarter panel and turns the 48.
For the lead, and here comes the move. Oh, and there's contact. Cameron Haley gets turned, and Bigger gets turned. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 trucks crashing and colliding. Daniel Suarez is in it. Also, the Daniel Reddick machine is in it. Also, others crashing and colliding, and the wreck.
We knew 3 wide wasn't going to work, but it actually happened inside. It looked like the 17 of Peters might have gotten into the back end of the 13 of Cameron Haley.
And that was right beside Matt Crafton. He got hard contact. I thought maybe they had a chance to straighten it out, but then it just stacked everybody up so much.
They're not going to make it.
Oh, crash! And the red and black flag was out. None of them made it back, and on top of that, the big one right here in the tri-oval.
Holy cow. Remember, Landon Castle took off first. He's in it. Hard contact. There's Daniel Suarez.
Trouble back straight away. Car around. That was Bobby Labonte's second week in a row.
A lot of cars around. That's a huge
the 24,
wreck.
Matt Kenseth in the 17. Remember, this is what Bobby Labonte early in the race at Las Vegas.
They're still wrecking back there.
Kurt Busch, our points leader in the 97 car.
Just seeing the smoke, or if the spotter said something, but that's what created this mess behind them. I'm not sure that the 2 are related, but they more than likely are.
Now, we looked at multiple angles and cannot confirm.
Made green flag stops prior to that caution. Boy, Brian Vickers, Dale Earnhardt Jr., that ain't going to work, boys.
Vickers hard. Here we go. Busch, the dominant car of the day, in the wall.
That was wrong.
And 10 cars sliding, slamming into the infield.
Jimmy Johnson, totally uncalled for. Totally.
I don't care who you are. That was just wrong.
Vickers puts the block on him, and then Junior just turns right back into the racetrack, right in the left rear, Brian Vickers.
Saw a similar situation like that yesterday in the nationwide race.
Rougher than what they used to is
Big crash!
one car gets turned sideways. The tri-oval. Hermie Sadler is involved. The 93 of Dave Blaney is involved.
Go high, go high, go high, go high. There's no one spinning down the bottom.
One car airborne against the catch fence.
And there's still
Sadler, the 29 car. Here's Blaney to the inside. They're just about, the yellow car's right here, just about getting to even with him. And as you can see right here, as he goes by, the 3 car turns Hermie Sadler, which turns Hermie Sadler into the 93, sends him back across the racetrack. It's just, you're so close, such close quarters, that as they race right there, somebody checks up just a little bit to give somebody a little bit of room.
In the race yesterday. Oh, touch. Boy, Jeff Gordon.
And around. He's car to the wall.
I think that was Jeff Gordon.
Here we go. 8, 9, 10 cars. Mark Martin's involved.
Man, you hate to see this early in the race.
I believe Jeff Gordon was the first car sent up and into the wall. Somebody
hit Jeff, and that got started it. Out of him, on the outside of him. Oh, and Kenseth just looks like he was leaving a little room on the bottom and moved up a tad and got into Jeff.
Casey Kane involved.
Well, I think
Allmendinger.
Listen, when the field went by, there were only about half. It's only about half a field left.
You can see right there, Matt Kenseth just gets into that left front of Jeff Gordon, and Gordon goes up and gets in the side of the 71. Gilliland, nowhere for Kurt Busch to go. Brian Vickers, and they just stack up from there.
Look, that's a six-pack into the wall, just all in one move.
And this is the way the big one works at Talladega. I saw cars running in the top 5 that were involved.
Final corner at Daytona. Who's going to get here first? Regan Smith 7, Keselowski 22, Stewart 33, and contact. Smith turned around. Tony Stewart is going to win this race. A terrible crash coming to the finish.
This is a big wreck.
Kyle Larson's car with the front end severely torn off. To the lead at the white flag. We're on the last lap. Will they make it back?
Wayne will pass the pass when he's got the 49 pushing him here.
4 deep behind Stewart and Kenseth.
Yeah, Kevin Harvick's got some real help coming towards the front here.
Michael Waltrip in the 55. Into the picture. Pushed by Casey Mears. Kenseth with Harvick behind him. Oh, there's contact. Stewart into the middle of the pack and over.
Fortune's out.
And a huge wreck to end this race. Matt Kenseth is going to get to the finish line first. Stewart in the 14.
You can see Tony just a little bit late in making that move to get back down. Harvick and Kenseth on the outside had a run, so they were literally going to go by him on both sides.
Watch the 2. The championship leader somehow avoided getting really torn up in that.
See, it looked like Martin Truex was going to get through there. Bobby Labonte caught him right at the end.
Slammed into the side of him, and he spins. Sage Karam into the wall.
What a move by that yellow car of Jones to miss the wreck, and here comes the rest of the field.
They can't see. It's smoke and dust all the way across. More coming in too fast, and more contact.
A huge impact to Tyler Reddick in that 48. Angle right here, you're going to see the 9 go around, the 45 go around, the 45 makes contact. I mentioned the 19 evasive maneuver, does a wonderful job missing it. Gregson comes in, a huge hit for Myatt Snyder into the 10. And now we see Reddick sitting here and right there. I believe that is. Yes, that's the 68 of Brandon Brown. Nowhere to go.
Trying everything out there. 2 and 3 wide racing, but up front it is still
we
Brian
got trouble
Scott.
right past the start-finish line. Ryan Reed, Brendan Gaughan get together. They work back towards you, Dave.
Cars all over the house now, slamming the outside retaining wall. Brennan Poole takes a hard lick. A number of other machines dodging and sliding. Eric Almirola appears to have gotten a piece of it.
Under the red flag, Barney Hall. It comes out with 10 laps remaining. A multi-car crash going off into turn number 1 has put us under the red flag. Several drivers and cars, teams involved. One of them, Eric Almirola.
Yeah, and he's just climbed out of this just battered Mustang. It's the fresh from Florida entry, and well, it's tough to see even the logos, anything on the hood of this race car. Eric, I know it's tough out there and things happen in a hurry, but what did you see from your driver's seat?
Honestly, I just saw smoke and sparks and people start scattering. And they all seemed to start going to the wall, so I just went left. And it looked like I was going to miss it, and somebody shot out from
out front of the field. You can follow Miss Sprint Cup as the big one's happening once again, coming out of turn number 4. Into the wall, Kyle Larson. Multiple cars sideways. Martin Truex Jr., a lot of damage to the front end of his car. Eric Almirola also involved.
Kenseth, he never got touched by Casey Kane. He tried to fill that spot. The air got taken off the back of the car, got loose, around he went, caused a big wreck.
There's that air cushion that Martin Truex Jr. was mentioning earlier. They didn't actually make contact, but around went the 20.
Yeah, we've seen this. You know, this is the 4th incident we've seen where cars get...
Busch on the inside, Almirola alongside, and Ryan Blaney there in turn 1.
Denny Hamlin shows the way into the banking at turn number 1. Almirola to the inside, Kurt Busch spins. Ryan Blaney gets collected, and they're all piling in now. Bowman is caught up in it. Kurt Busch pounds the outside wall for a second time. 7, 8, 9 cars crashing. Martin Truex Jr., Jeffrey Earnhardt is in it.
Piled up right now, but I can't put a blame on that to anybody, Joe. It was just tight racing, only a couple laps to go in the Daytona 500. Now we have to re-rack them and see what happens.
Well, just about everybody in that crash were contenders for the win. We're talking about Ricky Stenhouse, Alex Bowman, Ryan Newman.
May be able to hold on to third here.
I think the 24 is going to get boxed right here as they try to go 3 wide.
4 wide. Stewart slid. Gordon's hard into the wall. There's Edwards, Allmendinger.
Oh, no, what a mess.
Gordon and Stewart, and then cars trying to sweep by on the outside. Menard, Montoya, McMurray, Harvick, or rather Boyer, all get caught up in it.
A lot of room to work. Trying to go 3 wide right here. Here comes Carl with the run up on the outside, calling the 99 Edwards.
I think Gordon touch Stewart just a little bit.
But touch there. But then when he does, Edwards has got a hit into the back of the 14 to Tony Stewart.
I don't think Gordon got into Stewart enough to move him. The contact from Edwards, though,
I think what happened was Stewart broke a little momentum. Edwards had it in the 99, had that great run coming off 4, and they got together.
Oh, I have any water in that car? Look at him go now. Whoa! Bane goes high into the wall. Here comes Ryan Seed down low. Oh, no. And the caution will be out.
Ooh, to 7.
Barry's involved. Gregson's involved. Sage Karam hits the inside wall. Justin Allgaier was involved. We're still on Sam Myers.
Go record.
You're clear. Watch it bracket here. Back it down. Back it down. Back it down. Creep it. Creep.
Just end of the race here, Joey. Everybody gets a little bit closer.
Hard racing.
I just don't see no way. This is crazy. Crazy
They ain't
stuff.
gonna make it.
They got to make it 6 more times.
Oh, there we go. There we go. There was no way.
Bobby Labonte's in it. Strimmi's in it. Jeff Gordon down to the ground.
Nothing else coming from behind you.
And Kurt Busch went over and over. Now watch the 36. The red and white car comes up just a little bit. And that contact with Stenhouse was enough. Then he comes down into Ambrose, and it's on.
Dale Earnhardt Jr. in that 88 just squeezed by.
There's Danica. She almost went over.
You see Danica up and against the wall with Terry Labonte.
Michael Waltrip in the 55 just barely squeezed by.
In April, he's up high.
Got a long way to go and coming to the white flag. Yeah. Oh, here goes Kurt Busch around. Oh.
Crash behind you. Crash.
Oh, Mark's upside down.
Mark Martin is over on his roof.
Back on his wheel.
Into the wall. Casey Mears, Rudiman is there. Reagan is there. Out of turn 4.
Looks like Keselowski got into the 2 a little too hard, but Jimmy Johnson just in front of that 82 car, you can see sneaks by there, along with Michael Waltrip.
Looks like Keselowski was actually getting a little bit of a shove from behind, too, from Brian Vickers. Kind of a stack-up that caused it.
Saw as he was riding here to come and take the white flag.
Watch the one coming down.
Oh, man. Yeah, you can't watch something like that. You could hear him say, watch the 1 coming down.
We know better.
Think you could drive a car, folks, at home 200 miles an hour?
Closer together than most people park?
Yeah, 200 miles an hour with somebody pushing.
Trouble, turn 3.
Big wreck.
Brian Keselowski, David Rudiman, Michael Waltrip, Matt Kenseth,
Big
and
wreck.
half the field.
I see about 3 of the Hendrick cars there that's involved.
Let's see if we can see anything. Well, there's not a whole lot to see. Michael just got into the back of the... Tony Stewart did the same thing to Michael in the Bud shootout. Got into him pretty hard and turned him around right there and got Michael with it.
And Darrell, everybody was going to the apron, but those cars sliding off 31 degrees of banking, that's where they're going to end up.
It's kind of an old saying down here. What goes down must come up. And you try to go around on the outside if you can.
Jimmy Johnson's 48 just barely got into the back of Matt Kenseth to do enough damage to the right front.
The old Aaron Stream machine.